Hey guys, welcome to week 5. So hopefully you have noticed from last week, you noticed taking some easier days, a bit of an easier week, that on Saturday and Sunday of last week, and then moving into the first part of this week, that you noticed a bump in just sort of your energy. And then by taking that little few days of recovery time, that you maybe mentally have a new zest for working out, and then physically as well, that you notice that you're more excited or you feel better working out. And those are the things that you want to start to notice within yourself. You want to start to notice, okay, do I just need like 1 or 2 days off and then I bounce back? Do I need 4 or 5 days off and I bounce back? And that's also going to be dependent upon the load that you've placed on your body leading up to this rest week. If you just had a race, say last weekend, and your legs are feeling pretty tired because maybe you ran a half marathon and there's a lot of just soreness in your quads, maybe it takes 2 or 3 days to get back to feeling where you can work out again, right? And so it's just really that whole energy system of your body as well as mentally. Also want to, along those lines, think about things like vitamin D, especially iron levels. So whenever your energy is, if it's really suppressed, I always have athletes look at their iron levels, especially for women. And it's a pretty interesting thing how when people just for no reason just feel really depressed energetically, and then they go and they get their iron checked, and sure enough they're quite low. And so when you start to feel those symptoms of what it feels like to be energetically drained, little lights go off in your head. You go, oh, maybe I need iron. And then you start looking at your diet and you make sure you're getting more iron in your diet, and that'll boost your iron in your blood levels as well. And those are just good cues as you move forward to check that iron level throughout, so that you don't have that real low, so that you're eating iron rich foods so that you can maintain that energy that you need for all of this exercise. Okay, so the key workouts week 5 are going to be the long bike ride and the long run. And the long run, I've made it similar to last week's, where we, for those of you who are ready for some mild intensity work in the long run, I've added a minute. So instead of 3 minutes on the harder section, it's 4, and then a little bit longer in the middle section from 6 to, I think I bumped it up to 7 or 8. But either way, bumped all of those up a little bit. Oftentimes you'll find the second time you do a workout that it feels a lot easier because you know what's ahead for you and your body starts to acclimate to that. So this Saturday, or this long run, whether it's Saturday or Sunday, and you can switch those as you need to, you may find that it's even a little bit better than last week. And then the other key sessions are your speed sessions for swimming, biking, and running. And note on the running, if you ever find that trying to do the workouts that I have listed starts to feel taxing, you're gonna probably notice it first in your running, and especially if you like have any tweaks, say in your Achilles, or your calf, or your hamstring, something that feels like it might be, on that verge of strain becoming injury, then you want to back off on the speed work on running, and maybe even back off on the hill work. Because we don't want to exacerbate those minor things into full-blown injuries. Because if we create a full-blown injury, you're going to have to take more time off. So you're going to miss more training time than if you just took one day easy. And so you can replace, say, that tempo run, speed run, or hill run with a moderate paced run. So instead of doing any higher intensity or hills, which place more load on the body, do a flatter run at more of a long run pace, so you still get in some fitness, but you don't risk injury. That's one of the big things, is we want to keep you as healthy as possible as you move through the schedule, because at the end you'll end up in a higher fitness place than if you go really high, get injured, step back, try to ramp up, get injured, and step back. We want to just keep you building throughout the season. Okay, so adjust as needed. Same thing for bike and run. And then schedule-wise, depending on your schedule, you may need to take those long runs. And if you have a big event on the weekend and you have more time on the weekend, or you work in a job where you work on the weekends, totally cool to shift those long sessions to the middle of the week, and then move everything around as you need to. Generally speaking, you don't want to really stack like 2 or 3 super hard days that leave you fatigued. and then a bunch of easy days. Ideally, you want to set it up so it's sort of a hard, easy mix. It's not always the case that you're able to do that based on your life schedule. And then one tip for you is that swimming is, even a hard swim is really more of a restorative workout compared to biking and running. So if possible, I like to sandwich a swim in between a bike and a run session, because that way a bike and run are harder than swim, and so you have a natural recovery sort of built in. And then along those same lines, biking is easier on your body than running, and so you can think about how you can use your cycling sessions to recover from runs. I'll give you a great idea of how I do that. Just today is a Tuesday I'm recording this, and Saturday, which would be 3 days ago, I ran a half marathon. Went out a little bit too fast, paid the price at the end, and my quads are really sore. So the following day, what I did the next 2 days is I tried to keep it easy, did more stretching, but then I went out and I went cycling, and I cycled with a higher cadence, low pedal resistance, because what we want to do in recovery is we want to move as much blood as we can through the body with very little muscle fatigue. So we don't want to increase muscular damage, but we want to increase blood flow, because the blood is what delivers the nutrients that help heal the muscles. So the more blood flow we can get without adding muscular damage, the more recovery. That's why swimming and cycling and aqua jogging are going to be some of your best recovery tools, in addition to, say, getting a massage or doing your own self-massage with a stick or a foam roller, things of that nature. Okay, so those are the key workouts for week 5. Again, if you have any questions, just post them below, and I'll answer them. Thanks.